Hello, good evening and welcome to Hlspwns world. Tonight we're bringing out the big guns on H3 VR. Yes, we're going to load up with some absolutely huge caliber pistols. I've picked out all the guns tonight to have a four-way shootout to see what I am the most accurate with. The guns I've picked because I just absolutely love the look of them. They are huge and they are also massive calibers. Firstly, we're going to be starting with the Smith & Wesson Military and Police R8, a lovely looking gun in the .357 caliber. Second up, we're going to have another Smith & Wesson 686, another .357 caliber. To me, one of the best looking big pistols on the market has to be the Chiappa Rhino 60. Again, in keeping with the other guns, this is a .357 Magnum. But on the table, I'm also going to throw in a Smith & Wesson 500. This is an absolutely huge F-off gun and it has a .5 caliber. This is a huge caliber. It's a caliber that we would find in the Desert Eagle. Now, I've already loaded up H3 VR and we've got all the guns laid out on the table. What I'm going to do is have a four-way shootout competition to see what's the most accurate gun in the VR tonight. Now, H3 has had some massive updates, and for those of you not familiar with H3, that's hot dogs, horseshoes and hand grenades, and put into the system, as well as more and better physics, there are now recoils within the gun, so that while we shoot in VR, for example with the Smith & Wesson 500, if we try and go a bit crazy with rapid fire, we won't be able to control the gun and we'll be hitting the ceiling. Anyway, let's not chat too much and let's get straight into the VR because I've already laid the bench out. And for the viewers who are worried out there, we'll be keeping it strictly pants, trousers on this time. Let's roll into the VR. Okay, so here we are in the range. I have put the target to 25 metres. Because the Smith & Wesson 500 only has 5 shots, what I'm going to do to keep this fair is only take 5 shots on each gun, and then I will clear the target and we will tally the scores up at the end. So, coming up first is the Smith & Wesson. Oh, should I pop that down a second? Yeah, I'm in the right mode. Is the Smith & Wesson Military and Police R8. Now this is a lovely looking piece. I really like the look of this gun. I like the top rail where we can attach sights and different things. The lining up of the gun's not too bad. We've got the sights there and at the bottom we can clearly line that up. I just like the workmanship on this. I like the grip, the handle. This is a pretty big gun. Right, we're going to open them up. As I say, we're only going to take 5 shots. So I'm going to load up the gun there. Pop that down. I'm going to click that in. Now, I can pull the trigger back and preload to fire. But I'm not going to do that. Just to keep things fair, I'm going to steady myself in. We're going to have 5 shots. That's pretty neat shooting. 1, 2, 3, slightly high. 4, slightly high again. Need to keep it down. 5. So my 5 shots, we've got a score of 40. What I'm going to do, I'll empty these rounds out. I'll pop that down there. 3, 11, 4. And I'll bring the target up just so you can see how it's shot. So as you can see there, it wasn't bad shooting over 25 metres. We've got 2 in the 9s, 1 in the 8s and 2 in the 7s. So I'm going to clear that out. I'm going to return the target to 0. Oh, sorry, go to distance, get it right. Right, coming up, we have got the Smith & Wesson 686. Let's get it loaded up, and remember, get it in. We're only going to do 5 shots. Again, I'm that is nice, look at that. I like the nickel effect, or stainless steel, it's probably stainless steel actually. That is a damn nice gun. Right, let's line it up. 5 shots. Ooh, that was a bit out. It's a bit more like it. It's better still. So 4 shots at the minute. That's the last one. And that's shot just behind, that's 5 shots. I'm going to empty that out. I'm going to pop that down. So let's bring the target back to 0. So there we scored a 37. That, luckily that shot was in the 6, we're just outside. So that puts the R8 into the lead at the moment. So let's clear the target. We'll go back to the distance. And now we're going to look at the Chiappa Rhino. This is a fantastic looking gun. To be honest, out of all these on the table, if I could have any of these guns in the world, I would pick this. I absolutely think this gun is beautiful. As it is on here, we've got the green dot sights. We've got the black finish that's all machined, CNC machined out. I really, really, really like the look of this. So let's kick it out. Remember, we're going to stick with 5 shots. Pop that back on there. Click it in. Come on. I've got to do justice for this gun because I absolutely love this one. Oh yes. Slightly up. Again, I said get more central. Still slightly high. So that's currently 4 shots. Last shot. Oh yes, just what we wanted. Let's flip that out and we'll drop them out on the floor. And we'll put that down. So let's bring the target back to 0. So at the moment, that is our winner. The current score of 42, and I was definitely more accurate with the Rhino 60, and that's not because it's my favourite gun, it's just how it's come out. I'm on a single shooter here, I'm trying to keep this as fair as possible. So we're winning at the minute with 42 points, so let's clear that, return the target back to distance, and now we're throwing in the most powerful handgun in the world, the Smith & Wesson 500. This is absolutely huge. Look at that as next to the Rhino 60, the Smith & Wesson 686 and the R8. This is absolutely huge. and so it should be, because this is a .5 calibre. So if we grab one of the bullets and knock them on the floor, let's load these up. 2, 3, 4, 5. Unlock it. I want to try and spin it if I can. Oh, alright. 3. Look got this here. I was going to try and spin it round, look good, but let's not. Right, now the recoil on this is absolutely huge. Let's see how we do. You can hear the power in that. That was not a really bad shot, actually. Right. Bloody powerful gun. And pretty good so far. Too bad. Whoa. All 5? Yeah, it's all 5. Come through, let's just get them out. And we'll pop that down. Close that up. Oh, I got to spin it this time. That's what I was trying to do. Let's just close that up. There we go. Now, what were the final scores? It was a draw. We got 42 with the Smith and Wesson 500 and the Chiappa Rhino 60. To be honest though, if I had to pick a winner from this table, it would be the Rhino 60. I think on the table of the best looking guns here, it has to be this. I mean, look at that. Absolutely shining, amazing. I really do like this. Fantastic gun. Well, this pretty much wraps up this video. I hope you've enjoyed that. I'm definitely going to bring more content from H3 along. I'm going to try and keep them short, and if you want to see other weapons from in the range, or you want to see any particular weapons, comment down below, and I'll be working my way through this as updates come along. If I can actually ever get a room in the future where I can set up as a studio and get some room scale beyond the go, we'll play some of the other modes on this. At the moment I'm just facing in front of the sensors and I don't really have that much room to move around. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this video. I've certainly enjoyed doing this one tonight. And this week I'm going to be bringing you far more content. Keep an eye on the channel, keep the notification bell turned on, and I will see you pretty soon in the next one.